should do rear uppers first. That's the front.
So this is your Vanquish.
It's slowly becoming more and more of a VS410.
Every little piece, huh?
The only thing left is the transmission is axial, and the axle housings are axial. Everything else is from a different company now. What's going on here?
Bad voice, bad voice.
The rears to match each other. Just personal preference. It doesn't help or hurt anything, but I try to get the logos to line up, because in real world cars it wouldn't matter because they're open diffs, and each turn one tire is going to be spinning faster than the other, but with a lock differential they're spinning at the same time. So I just, not that you're going to see both sides of the car at the same time, but I just know that they're lined up. And then with this one, because I have the under and overdrive gears in it, it doesn't matter if you line up the front and the back, because the fronts are always going to spin faster than the rears, but they will intersect at one point or another and be, all of them were Hyraxes at the same spot, or the whatever logo tire you have.
So what on this one is left of the
Axial.
original? Axial, yeah.
The receiver and
housing?
transmitter.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the motor. The transmission, but not all the gears in the transmission. It's the transmission case and the spur gear, and then the internal 3 gears are Vanquish. Then the wild board drive shafts are from Axial, and the axle housings and axle shafts, but the pinion and locker in both axles are a different company. So if you want to count everything individually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. If you were to take the entire thing apart, all the pieces apart, 10 pieces are original axial parts out of the probably 150 pieces that are on it. I got my foam inserts in the back. They seem to do pretty good. And leave the fronts squishy. And the rear a little stiffer. It seemed to help.
Yeah, huh?
But
It's incredible.
usually people, their first recommendation is to change the plastic links because they suck. And while I understand their downfalls of being like your steering isn't as tight because if you're in a bind with this one, it's going to flex, whereas this one isn't going to flex. But on crashes and stuff like that, it actually helps to be able to flex.
Yeah.
But it's actually probably one of the last things that I'm going to do to this. All the stainless steel links on it. When I got this chassis though, it came with these two. So I got 2 extras for putting back the original kit together. And technically we're going to be able to call that one a kit because I have the kit transmission and skid plate. So if you were to look at it, it's going to look like it was a built kit when in reality it was a RTR trail honcho that I've just pieced back together because this is becoming less and less of a trail honcho and more of a VS410 / custom build.
Everyone's going to want to know what the servo is.
Oh, it's the Power Hobby 760 MG. So it's the high voltage one, so you have to run this BEC. And then you can change the BEC to run 6 volts, 7.2, or 8.4, I think. And at 8.4, it's 760 ounce-inches of torque, which is absolutely ridiculous. I think I have it set to either 6 or 7.2 volts right now, and if the front tires are in a bind and I turn, the whole truck lifts itself and moves, which is cool, but also puts me in some odd situations because of how powerful the servo is.
What about the shocks?
Oh, those are the upgraded Element shocks, and then I put internal limiter springs in it, so it droops a little bit, but this one's more for crawling over flex. I still get a decent amount of flex, but before that I was able to go probably up to there while the rear is still touched.
Yeah.
So they're 90 mils, and then I put the internal spring in it, so when the internal spring compresses all the way, I probably lost, I don't know, 10 millimeters of the droop, or your downward travel.
Yeah.
But it's more for going up
Incredible.
the steepest things possible without gluing it to the rock.
And the chassis is the Vanquish Low
It's
center
the
of gravity?
VS410 chassis.